Hi. I was thinking about something that showed up in my meditation recently, and that's about the areas that we struggle in. It could be one area, it could be many areas. Some people struggle in relationships. Some people struggle in money. Some people struggle in their weight. And whatever it is, I find that the area we struggle with is telling us something. And it's telling us this is the area in your life that you're not surrendering, that you're not allowing something higher to show up. For years, I've had it with my weight. And in some ways, it still lingers there a little bit. But I know the feeling in that area of thinking in the past. I can think of many times I thought, oh, I ate too much. And then thinking of a plan. Okay, so from now on, I'm going to eat this way. Or why do I always do this? Or what's in me that's doing that? And in those moments, we don't understand that we're not surrendering to the moment, right? So some people do this with relationships. Why do I always do this with relationships? I always screw this up. Some people do this with money. Why do I always spend money? Why can't I ever create more of it? Why can't I save more? And you'll notice that what happens when you think of that area, you often go into guilt. Sometimes you'll go into your own egoic strategy. So from now on, I'm going to do this. You go into a new plan, judgment, and you might notice that it's been years of you doing that and it's still not working, that you've been bouncing relationship to relationship, that whatever your money situation is still not where you want it. And to me, that's a sign that you're being asked to surrender. Now, immediately, if you're in the habit of fixing things in your mind, you'll hear surrender and think like, no way. And what do I mean by surrender? I mean, saying to this moment what is and letting it be felt. Saying to this moment, I'm having a hard time in this area. I'm having a hard time with money. I'm having a hard time with my relationships or my body or whatever. I'm having a hard time in this area. I'm having a hard time figuring out where I should live. I'm having a hard time with this. And then not coming up with an egoic answer. Because when we try to come up with an egoic fix, you can tell it's egoic because the answer shows up before what's in you can be fully felt, right? So if you actually say, I'm just struggling and don't have an answer, and just let the inner child in you be seen in that area. I'm stuck, I'm lost, I'm confused, and don't fix. Let yourself just own you're lost. Then, after a while, things can be felt. And once they're felt, sometimes you'll find the deeper reason for that, the part of you that felt unseen, the part of you that maybe ate because you felt you won't be abandoned if you don't, because you bonded with a parent. That we all have some inner story under this that's wanting to be seen. And when you're egoically fixing something early, you're often preventing yourself from seeing an inner child inside of yourself. And what I believe life wants is for us to take our pain and hand it to the moment and let it be there without being fixed. Let it just be there. Because what you actually are on the other side of that is this incredible capacity by connecting to the moment to be bigger than that inner child that's scared. Almost everyone I've worked with now, I do all these one-on-one calls, I work with these different people, and I can see when someone is egoically trying to fix something, they're in a how, they're in a strategy, that there's an underlying childhood story that they don't know exists, where they go, I gotta make a bunch of money. What happens if you don't? Then they start to go, I won't be loved. And you start to learn, oh, there's a childhood story under that thinks you won't be loved if you don't have enough money. And so you're always trying to get more. This is what's under that part of you that's trying to egoically fix that. And what we don't understand is truly this moment wants to do work with you. It wants to heal these parts of you. It wants to take these things out. This moment wants to go, let's see why you're so scared. Let's see what's under that. And then when you do that, it goes, look at this part of you when you were 5. Let's love this you. Let's be there with it. Don't go fix. Don't go repress. Don't go run. Don't do anything. Just be lost for a minute. And then you might have an experience where you cry. You might see this part of you and realize that's what's been running the show in this area. And then once it's cried out, you start to see you're the space that saw that story versus the story itself. And once you're the space that sees that story isn't running the show, so you're no longer in fight or flight. And when you're no longer in fight or flight, you can go back to the infinite being that you are. And the infinite being that you are wants to move in a way that's up. It wants to move in a way that's creative. It wants to move and create possibilities that you've never been able to see from the dilemma space. It wants to create a new life for you, a new world. There's a calling under that. There's a million callings under that change as you follow them. There's a really awesome life under those egoic stories. And what we're usually creating our decisions from is our childhood pain. So usually our wounds are running the show and we don't know that. And what we got to do is become a space to see these wounds, even if we've lived as the wounds for 40, 50 years, and see the wounds and love them. Because when you listen to this moment, it will pull those old stories out. And then once they're pulled out and you've cried it out and thrown it up, then you don't have to be in a strategy, and life will give you bizarre next dimension possibilities of a new life. And those possibilities are available under that fear for every single one of us. I don't care what your story is, because you're just this moment, and this moment has the same power for all of us. This world will mirror your connection to the highest you. And our job is to look at these areas that we struggle in and notice the patterns that don't let the world help us. It's almost like the world around you, the source, this moment, love, is like the bellhop saying, can I take your suitcase? And you're like, no, I got it. I'm going to strategize this. I'm going to get it there. And it's like, I'd love to carry your suitcases for you and take it for you. And that's our job, is to say out loud, I'm lost here. I need help. I need love. And just say it to a tree and wait. And then be in the space of knowing it's got you, and it might take a minute. And it wants to see that you're really surrendered to it, not just saying, help me, and then taking over again. Really allow yourself to be lost and be with your lostness for a minute. If you do that, I promise you, life is going to start moving in a way you've never experienced before. Because you're infinite. Take that in. Actually, you're infinite. You just gotta love every part of you. And life is so cool that it won't let you get around this. It goes, I'm going to teach you what true acceptance, true love is. And you can keep fighting yourself as long as you want, but when you're really ready to change, the first thing you have to do is learn true love, true acceptance, true surrender. And then you can co-create with the moment, and it's so powerful. It's got you, it's ready, you're infinite. So take a deep breath. Know that I'm doing it with you. Know that we're all in this together. And our job in 2019 is to start expanding our consciousness by actually understanding we have a co-creator in this moment. And it's doing what it can to help you. We just gotta let it. Life's getting us to a new level of consciousness to make some real change in our lives and eventually the rest of the world. I love you.